still a kid. She still needs to get hers done.
Hers done, yeah.
Right, you know, and even when she gets her done fast and she goes around, she needs to chill still and ask the teacher. You understand what I'm saying? Definitely, because you have a classroom with a whole bunch of kids and one teacher. You
It
know,
never made sense.
sometimes they would have assistants. That's why I was happy to volunteer.
But they don't allow
But
that. That's
this
crazy.
new school, they don't allow that.
Yeah.
You go in there and ask for volunteer, they'll send me to the cafeteria. They'll send me to what's that thing? There's gift shop there. It's different. Renaissance is totally different. You know what I'm saying? I even asked the people in the front. I said I want to volunteer in my daughter's classroom. Said no, it doesn't work like that. You'd have to call the teacher. And even on the first day, the other day, I asked the teacher, and the teacher tells me I have to let them know. And even when I let them know, if she doesn't have something to do for the parent to do in the office and in the class, they just send the parent wherever else. I'm like, why can't I just be your assistant for the day? You don't have to have a specific thing for me to do. Just let me come in and help you around, shadow you. You know, it'll take a load off of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have read stories or whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? At JFK, that was allowed. I don't know if it's still allowed. You know, because that's been a while. But at Renaissance,
It's more of a charter school, ain't it?
yeah,
Yeah, so they might
It's a
have
charter
their own,
school.
they might have their own regulations that they got to
Right.
follow and stuff.
and it's different. You know, at daycares, I know that is still allowed. At least the ones I've taken my children to. You know what I'm saying? That's still allowed. So that's a good thing. You know, but I like to do things like that so I can see where they're at. You know, so I can see what they're doing. Especially if I get complaints, I ask them. And that's the good thing with me. I keep the open line of communication open with them, and I tell them not to lie to me. So even if they do wrong, as long as they don't lie to me, I don't punish them. You understand what I'm saying? Or I explain to them. I try to find out why they did it, why it happened, because a lot of things, you know, and that goes with adults too. You know, even V sometimes she'll say something, and I ask her why. She hates it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ask her why. My girls, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody who knows me knows I always ask why, because I believe there's always a why. You know what I'm saying? There's always a reason behind why you do certain things.
Or
you know what I'm
ask
saying?
certain things.
Why you do it, or why you ask it, why you want talking about why. There's a why. You know what I mean? You want to read what Jamie say? Hey, Lynette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lynette said hi. Jamie said, that was a strength, luckily for Howie. Last year, he had a teacher that appreciated different styles. So sometimes they had their lessons outside on the floor. All kinds of activities that get the lesson across, but not in the traditional manner.
That's good.
They also encourage parents to substitute for their kids' class. So basically what you were saying.
That's awesome. You know, I think that's cool because that's important.
Yeah.
That's
It
important.
is. You have to be involved, man.
You have to be involved. One way or another, you have to be involved. You know, and when the kids see things like that, a lot of times helps them to behave. And a lot of times they appreciate the fact that you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With mine, when I'm there, she comes up to me for a little bit, you know. But after that, I said, okay, now you're back in class. You know, I'm not here for you right now.
That's right.
You know, I'm here for everybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But we as parents need to help the teachers in a lot of ways. Help the teachers in our kids' behaviors. Help the teachers with the learning. That's a whole different thing as well, learning. Oh, that has changed a lot as well. I'm actually kind of disappointed at some of these classes. I'm sorry to say, but oh man.
What are we learning?
Goodness.
I know Jamie had a big experience with that, man. I really wish she could expand on that, but she did go through, you know, some tribulations with children in school, and then whatever changes she made, and them kids kind of just like took off, man. And they were like, you know, honor students and everything. It was like a big turnaround. So, but I think it's because she got involved in a way,
With her kids, you mean?
With her kids.
Okay. So what happened?
I don't know exactly. I don't want to say the wrong word and stuff like that, but they were kind of, it's almost like you would have thought they had some kind of a learning disability or something like that, but it's just that, you know, they probably weren't getting the style and they probably weren't as active as they're boys. When you put, to tell you the truth, man, I don't know if I'll even ever, if I had the money, I probably would never put my child in school, bro. Like I'll homeschool him straight up. I don't see him about to sit in a school structure. I mean, these kids are like, and like her children. I was watching them very young. They're almost like in my hand, like birth. Both of them, both of the older ones. So they're very active boys. And my boy right now, he's 3 years old, very active. I don't see him in a traditional classroom, like. You know, they're gonna start labeling them ADHD, ADD, and all that stuff, and trying to feed them medicine. And me, the way my brains, y'all know how I feel about everything in the system. I'm going in on the teacher and everybody.
Watch out,
so you already know. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through that.
They did that to Dion.
To who?
My youngest son. They tried to say he had ADHD.
They're young boys.
Yeah. No,
if you
but he wasn't. The work was too easy for him.
They're gonna make up all that. All that. They're gonna make up all that.
Try to put him
Just
on
to put him in
medication,
there,
yeah.
they do that on
And I told him,
They do that on purpose.
I took him out the class and got another teacher.
Dumb you down even more. It's crazy, man.
I had him removed from that class and got another teacher.
He did much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it could be a simple move as just a teacher, or like Jamie said, certain activities. Go outside and sit on the floor. They're young children.
And that's why it's good to have an assistant, because something you might not pick up on, your teacher might.
You're right. There's another pair of adult eyes,
right,
and that can pick up on that.
Right. And everybody learn differently.
Everybody learn differently.
Me, I'm a visual person.
You see, that's why I say, damn, if you were more tailored, but I know that's gonna be tough when you have 20 children. Some classrooms are like 25, 30.
To one.
That isn't. I can't handle one boy at the house. Oh man.
But you know
I'll
what
teach with
though?
a belt.
I'll
teach you with a belt.
I can't teach with a belt. I can't do it.
Get
You know, I don't know if maybe because I have girls. Maybe if I have boys, I might be a little different.
Oh,
but with my girls, I don't teach with belt.
But with 20 kids,
I speak with them. I speak sometimes very stern with them, but I just speak. You know, I speak. What's the word I'm looking for? I speak like I'm a teacher.
No, with
I
girls,
speak with authority,
and but with 20 kids, I'm teaching with
them.
20 kids? Oh.
If it was a boy, you may have a belt, but a girl, you wouldn't.
Girl, you don't really like. I have a.
Because it's daddy's
like
girl.
16 now. Yeah. I mean, as soon as you start getting upset, you know, they calm down. They're not even with that. And the day they do want to muscle up, you know, I'm a dude. You know, so we don't really have to do anything.
But you know what I think though?
That's another reason why I don't think parents need to really. You see some of these videos where they go and
that's too much.
Just trying to kill the kid. Like, kids really don't need all of that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you grab the belt, most of them already crying.
That's true. That's
you know what I'm saying? So even if you tap them like this, like my daughter when she was younger. I just had to tap her like this, you know, just to let her know she's in trouble, just to let her know she can get a spanking. Yep. But as soon as she knew she was gonna get a spanking, she was already crying.
That's right.
So all of this and all the bruising is not necessary. You know, I went through that, and I went through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I was a bad boy too. Yeah, I went through. I got some marks to prove it too. I got one back here. The first and last time my father beat me. Oof. He felt so bad he didn't beat me after that no more.
Yeah, he probably lost.
Oh man, and I still got that bruise in the back of my leg. You know what I mean? Yeah. But all of that really isn't necessary. You know. But also us as parents, we have to do our job to help some of these teachers. Another thing with teachers. Which is, and you made a good point when you said that's probably her strong point. You know, that could be her passion. You know, and the sad thing is because it's been suppressed so long, who knows? It might not be there now. You know, we need to help our kids develop some of these things that they have.
Special gifts
that they have.
For teaching herself.
Yeah, I mean, because the problem I think is with some of these classes and some of these students is that the teachers, I'm trying to be politically correct here, you know, some of these teachers are not on the job because they like it. They're not on the job because they have a passion for it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are, you know. That's why I can name a few, you know. I know Beatrice is, my sister is, you know, she's been teaching for years. Matter of fact, with her, she didn't even want to go for teaching. I told her to go for teaching because it was something we saw in her since she was young. You see what I'm saying? When I used to try, when I used to teach them karate and stuff like that, she used to try to take over the class. You see what I'm saying? It was in her, you know, and she would have little she used to sit all her dolls down and teach them like she's in the classroom. And even growing up, you know, even now she does a lot of volunteer work, teaching and stuff. I don't know if you were around before she moved to PSL. She did like a free tutoring thing for.
I think she was doing that.
For the kids. People like that, you see that they have a passion. You see they love what they do. You know, and she went for therapy, she went for psychology, she went for some other junk, and she kept stopping them. I said, won't you just go for teaching? That's your calling. You know, so finally she listened and she went for it. She became a teacher and she's been teaching for years now.
That's her life, man.
She's pretty good at it.
Like all the kids that come around, she's like, yeah, that's one of my students or my former students.
Oh yeah?
And they're just like hanging around her, like that's her friend. I'm like, her students love her.
Yeah, her students love her.
And I always appreciate that. Like I'm like that. She's a
Yeah, Viola is one.
Very good teacher. Yeah. Man.
Right. There's a few other ones that I know, but a lot of teachers are just in it for the money. You know, they're just in it for just a job that pays. You know what I'm saying? And those are the ones that's killing the system.
You know, imagine your education is based from somebody that's just there for a job that pays.
That's the same thing.
And hardly pays that time.
They're there for just a job. You know what I'm saying? They're there for different motives than to protect. You know, like, oh, I'm finna hurt somebody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of those. You know, I'm not saying all of them are that way, but there's a lot of those. You know, they're like, oh yeah, you know, someone get pumped up.
Yeah.
You know, when they get in one of those calls. You know, same thing with some of the teachers. They're not really there because they love it. You know, they can wait for it, and they can. I mean, I know sometimes it could be.
It could be draining.
It could be draining. I totally understand. Some of them don't get paid well enough. I totally understand that, especially those that are good and have passion with it. You know what I'm saying? Those that take that time, those that actually teaches.
Yeah, you could lose them too.
You see what I'm saying? Especially those, I understand their pain. You know, for the work that they put in, they don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of my favorite teachers. I can name a few. You know. I forgot the one that I had in elementary school in Eisenhower. But Miss Amingo at Watkins. Miss Amingo, Mr. McCray, Miss Lemon. Miss Lemon didn't like us in the beginning of for the first year and a half. She hated us because we was little rebels. You know what I mean? We did what we wanted, how we wanted, you know. And because of the way she was, the roughness of her, that made us even act up even worse. You know, she came up to us wrong, so we gave her attitude back.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And she couldn't handle us, man. She was always kicking us out. She got tired of sending us to detention. She just tell us to leave. You see what I'm saying? But after the year and a half, you know, we sat down, had a talk. Me, the crew, it was about 3 to 5 of us, you know. And things changed. We told her, well, we don't like the way you talk to us. You see what I'm saying? And we appreciated the fact that she actually sat us down and had a conversation with us. And ever since that day, it was smooth sailing from then on.
You just gotta come to the table.
You're right. And I used to hate science. And she was a science teacher till we had that conversation. Then we actually listened, we pay attention. Well, pay attention sometimes.
Yeah.
But You know what I'm saying? It was a different story
setting
from then on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but some teachers don't take that time. They just mark you, and good thing for us, they didn't have that ADD, what they call it
that crap.
then, because now if the kid is all over the place now, they just label you and put you on some meds.
They're not dealing with that.
Yeah. They just label you and put you on some meds.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying?
That's not cool.
That's ridiculous.
That's just crazy.
That's ridiculous. You know? But Miss Mingo, Mr. McCrae, Miss Lemon, Miss Gibson in high school. What's my drama teacher name? I forgot my drama teacher's name. She was also pretty good. Shoot, I forgot her name. But Miss Gibson definitely had a few. Miss Simpson, you know, but and it's just a selected few. That's the problem. I remember my geometry teacher. That guy sucked. That was the only math class I've ever gotten a D in. Because I love math. I've never failed a math class.
Sometimes the teacher sucks.
That guy sucked. He did not teach. He went off whatever example was in the book. He write that on the board, and he leave.
You got teachers like that.
And that's it. Like, dude, I can read the book for myself.
They weren't teaching. They were just like, putting
Right.
notes on the board.
Right.
They weren't teaching.
I can read the book
Yeah.
for myself. I can see what's in the
Yeah.
book. Now you give me a different example or teach me how to read it to
To
understand
comprehend
it.
this thing, yeah.
You know, I need to comprehend. I need to get it here for me to get it out to
Yeah.
put it there on the paper.
Not everybody's a teacher, man.
Not everybody's
Yeah.
ready to teach.
Mhm.
That's the problem.
Yeah, there's techniques from everybody's style, Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not everybody's a teacher.
So now us as the parents, we
Have to
have to
evolve.
now be part-time teachers. You know what I'm saying? Part-time teachers not only with the books but also with life. Also with life. That's big thing. You know. Let's read what Jamie said and then we're gonna talk about that. Us being the teachers in our kids' life.
See, Jamie says, I saw them doing it to Howie in kindergarten. I pulled him out of that school and made him do kindergarten again. We went to the library every day. It was like homeschooling. It was like homeschooling them on top of regular school. My work schedule made it possible. Now they have that love for learning and take initiative themselves.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's crazy. She also says, teaching in this system is miserable. I see amazing teachers who are so limited by lack of resources. I see it drain their spirit. None of them get paid enough to keep a roof over their head. That's a very big thing for me, man. It's like I was telling DJ Manny yesterday. So I mean, in order for us to like stop the violence, you got to put resources into these ghettos. It's not like black people are being so violent in the suburbs. So it can't just be black people. You know what I'm saying? I mean bad, crazy stuff that you see in the suburbs where black people are living in the suburbs. So it's obviously there's certain parts that we're talking about, like the hoods and the ghetto, that's lacking resources.
I
You feel what I'm
definitely
saying?
agree because blacks live in the suburbs.
We live in the suburbs
We
too.
live everywhere.
We live in the rural. We live in the country.
But that's happening in the ghetto.
There's a lack of resources. So for
Lack
the
of
teachers, the
resources.
same thing.
Right.
They're gonna feel drained. Or I'm not getting paid enough to deal with this kid anyways, and then there goes the education, which is very important in this.
But basically, that's what.
You
Please,
feel what I'm
please,
saying?
please repeat that part.
You
Please
feel what
repeat
I'm
that
saying?
part.
It's just the lack of resources. So just like the teachers, you're not paying them enough. They're gonna be like, well, forget it. This kid, I don't have time for him to deal with this kid. He's being.
You see what you just said just now. The part when you said they're not dealing with this kid. You see what I'm saying? I think that's what's happening.
That's what's happening.
And it's not with the teachers only. It's with our politicians. Because they have disregarded certain parts of the city. And now it starts with the locals. If you can't elect a good local official, that's why it's important because that's why it starts. and that's where the all vote count, because local officials is not by the electoral votes.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
That's
you
us.
have to get out and get the right person, because you start locally. If it's not done locally, those bad ones you put locally are those same ones that goes higher.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't get out and do our part now, we can't even complain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's funny that you said that. That's something I wanted to bring up yesterday to Manny, and to you as well. Like I know we're definitely getting our voices out into the community via these shows, and we want to do certain stuff. Like you said, you're gonna bring the men conference next year, etc. I don't know if that was supposed to be
I'm actually planning on starting like a monthly men meeting.
Starting
September or October.
Oh wow, okay.
At least
And
once a month.
What I wanted to say is that goes along with exactly what you just said, because I got influenced by one of the big it was a Moorish dude that had a debate in New York, and I was kind of going in on the Facebook, and for some reason the dude contacted me, and he's like, I was telling him, how do we like, you guys are saying we got to be a part of the community and we're able to affect the politicians. He told me, brother, if you get, let's say 100 brothers and sisters, you guys unite 100 brothers and sisters in your city, just 100, you could swing any vote of any politician. If you all vote the same, you could swing any vote of any political campaign that's going on at any time in your city. They will respect that organization. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes along with what you're saying. And I understood what he's saying as well. But you know me, I'm always coming from a revolutionary mindset. So I'm like, you know, they're going to try to, like, you know, take us out or take that out, you know what I'm saying? But that's true in a sense, though, man. You got to start at your local, you know, I guess.
Gotta start locally.
Department, yeah.
Gotta start locally. Because local is where it really matters.
Yeah.
Because the big boys are so worried about staying where they are. First of all, you know, let's say I'm the governor. I got all these different cities under me. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not really in the city. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have to take what this city, the mayor of this city or the officials of this city is bringing to me, or that city that's in my state. So if you don't put the right one in, and then they bringing me all the nonsense, all the craps, and I'm only feeding that because I'm trusting them. Just like we trusting these teachers to teach our children.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And so if they say something and we're not there in the class to see it,
we don't see it, we're not involved.
We're not involved.
Right.
So I have to go by what this teacher is telling me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's important. It's very important that we get the right local officials in public.
And they will change those teachers.
And they will change. Start making those local changes. And as they rise up, because if they do good, we're going to want to keep them there.
That's right.
You keep them there enough, they're going to want to do good.
That's right.
For them to stay there.
Yeah. You mess
now,
up.
as they rise up, then you have some good people in power.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? But if they don't do nothing, then you switch them out.
Get you out of there. We ain't got no time to be playing no more.
We ain't got no time to play no more, man. It's 2018.
And we will rise up and we will take it over. We'll get you out.
It's 2018.
It's 2018. And you just got random shootings and this and that. People
junk happening everywhere. For no
chaos. Reason. We ain't got no time to be playing, dog.
We got no time to be playing. So we have to get out there and vote, make them do what they're supposed to do, what they promised to do, what they say they would do.
And check them on that. Don't let them get in the office.
You gotta keep them accountable.
We're checking on you every day, every week.
I think they should put a group like that together that would check on these officials, say, hey, what about this that you promised the city?
That's right.
What about this that you promised your voters?
That's right.
Are you doing this? Are you doing that?
Boy, impeach yourself.
This is the main reason you got in office. What's going on?
If not, that's how it's supposed to run, but we're not involved. I understood what he was saying. I'm always thinking of like, okay, why if they come with like a mic with a force? That's my only thing. Like, then they're gonna ruin what we just did. But we always gotta watch that.
That's gonna happen, especially if they are against it, they're gonna try it.
They're gonna try it.
They're
Definitely.
gonna try it. But the thing is, a lot of people are so easily swayed by the money.
Oh,
That they sell
another
out.
problem with us. Oh, don't even go there with me.
A lot of people are so
That's the
easily
number one problem
persuaded
with us,
by
man.
the money that they easily sell
They'll
out.
sell out quick.
They'll sell out real quick.
Gotta learn how to take that out first, bro. I
Right.
don't know how. That's the number one problem.
You see, matter of fact, you see that since we're talking about politicians, some people may not like what I'm finna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You see what I'm saying? And the politicians now, pharmaceutical,
Oh,
drugs, healthcare. The ones in power. I'm not even talking about the little people like you and I.
yeah.
I'm not even talking about the people that even work there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even going to talk about some of them that own stocks in some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
But these big politicians are actually getting paid from the pharmacies,
Yeah,
from the
lobbyists.
drug business.
They're lobbyists.
They're lobbyists to keep some of that stuff going.
Mm-hmm. But we should be our own lobbyists in our local community.
But we're not getting the right officials in there. That's why I said it starts
That's why we got to vote them in there. Get a group of people and we swing that vote. You got individuals voting, and here comes a group of 100 that's gonna vote one way. We're winning that,
Right.
especially in a local district. We're winning that.
And then you know what's gonna happen? One of them is gonna finally pick up on what's going on. We might do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
They're gonna pick up.
They're gonna pick up what's going on and say, "Hey, come here.
We gotta catch the sellout,
I'll buy you a house. You know, I'll buy you a bike. You know, I give you some. You know, I'll pay you. Come to the strip club with me. I'll introduce you to some famous people. Like, oh yeah.
And they're gonna take that.
Right. And little by little, it becomes like
Disintegrates. It's gone.
right.
And that's my thing. I'm like, will this ever work? Because I can't take it in my head like we're gonna be the first people to ever try that. I can't accept that. I know people have tried that before. When he told me that idea, I'm like, damn, I know people have tried this before. You're gonna have people gonna come against us, and like you said, yeah, I didn't even mention the whole sellout part, bro. So how do we prevent that before it even gets to that point?
There's no way to prevent that. The best thing you could do is try to get the some people with some integrity, with some values in there. That way, when it starts happening, it doesn't ruin the whole group.
That's right. Catch
Somebody
that
will
virus
catch
early.
it and cut it off.
Get the virus early.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Catch the virus.
Catch it early
Mhm.
and treat it.
Yeah. So somebody
Even
should
if you
always
gotta
be paying
cut them
attention.
off or let them go, whatever, you gotta put something in place for that.
But then, this is where they hold their meetings. This is what they said. This is what they're gonna do. That you're giving away our secrets now, bro. I don't know, man.
It happens. It happens. But you guys that's listening, you gotta get out and vote. Especially, a matter of fact, I met with Dr. Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Robinson. I actually should have invited her to the show before the election.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Robinson, she is over the school district.
Oh, Palm Beach County?
Yes, Palm Beach County.
Oh.
And it was a room about 4 of us or so. You know, we had a meeting. I was trying, and of course, I was late in the meeting. You know, but after the meeting, also we had Sal that was there from I think one of the banks, one of those business banks or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. But after he left, and we all stayed behind talking and chatting and stuff. And I asked her a few things, you know, and I asked her to put this in place, and because that was an issue that would help a lot of kids from when I was in school.
Okay.
And what she said startled me a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. She said they already have that in place. They've put that in place.
Okay.
She's helped put that in place. I'm
Okay.
like, that's good. You know, so now I'm starting to listen to some of her ways of thinking. And she actually has a passion for the school, for the kids to grow, you know. She created one of those positions where if the kid doesn't show for so many days or whatever to school, she has a person that actually do home visits, you know, to see what's going on. because sometimes the parents don't know we're skipping school.
That's a lot of times.
You know, a lot of times they don't know if
A lot
we're
of
skipping
times.
schools or
They're
not.
at work doing
Yeah,
what they
they
gotta do.
should.
They're adults.
Right.
Parents.
You know,
They should.
but she has somebody that's
Well,
actually
sometimes
out
it's a
there
single parent.
doing home visits.
Mm-mm.
You see what I'm saying?
The school
Talking to
system
the
calls
parents
you.
and stuff like that, and a lot of other things that we talked about. One of the things that I was saying that we talked about was the suspension.
Okay.
You know, you get suspended, they send you home for so many days. What does that really solve? Especially if the kid is bad, they're looking forward to that.
I agree.
It's like a vacation.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And then the parents has to take days off depending on the age of the kid or how bad the kid is or whatever, or find a place to put this kid. You understand what I'm saying? And I know sometimes you can't control all of it. You can't do it for all of them because sometimes it falls on the parent as well. But if you never send them home, then the parent don't take the responsibility of teaching them the importance of staying in school or trying to get them to act right. You know what I'm saying? And that's some of the things we talked about. But she actually did have that in place. They do have that in place now. Where now they don't just suspend the kid and just send you home for 5 days or 2 weeks and you away from school. You suspended, but you still have to come to school.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've heard of that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I didn't know. You know, you
Yeah.
still have to come to school. They
Yeah.
have a classroom for you, kind of like detention.
Yeah, I've heard
almost.
of that. Yeah.
You know what I'm
I got
saying? But you
teenagers
don't
and
get to
friends.
hang out with your friends like you
Yeah.
normally do.
Yeah, you still go to school.
But you still go to school.
I don't think it was like that back then.
No, it wasn't
I'm
like
sure,
that back then.
But
No, trust me, it
I've heard
wasn't
that
like
for
that
these
back then.
teenagers.
Quite
Yeah.
a few of us got suspended.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got suspended though.
And then go back to school. I mean, but there was also in-school suspension though. ISS. That was
Oh,
always
yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah, ISS was always there.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's and from talking to her and listening to some of her views, I think she's the right person for the position, you know. And I know a lot of people that run for office because of the money, for the fame, or whatever. But from talking to her, I think she's the right one in office. You know, she's been there for years. She actually helped that school, and they did a commercial for her too. To Saint Louverture.
Oh, and there already?
Yeah, she helped them
She did?
get in place.
Damn.
Yeah, when the guy came and stuff like that, she helped
Yeah.
them and she supported them, and all the way to they built it to where it is
So
now.
she helped them get established.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, she's been there that long.
Damn.
Yeah, so
She got credentials.
more power. Yeah, most definitely, more power to her.
She
You know what I'm
medical
saying?
doctor.
And she's still working, and she's still pushing on. So I appreciate that and I respect that.
What's her position now? She's
She's
a
Palm Beach County's school.
school district, like commissioner.
Yeah. I have the thing out there. If you go out there real quick, while I read. Okay, you
What
read
is it?
Jimmy's thing.
Okay.